Welcome to the Tap Project Podcast, the place where gaming meets blockchain and everything in the middle. Now, here's your hosts, the Tap Bros.
Good afternoon, morning, or night, wherever you are. We are back.
Yes, we are.
Welcome
Been a
to
while.
the Tap Project Podcast. It has been a while. It's been a long few months.
Yeah. There's been a lot going on. In the tap world, in the world, in the crypto, the blockchain, the gaming, everywhere.
It's been wild, and I'm glad to be back here. For those of you who are just joining in and jumping into our podcast for another time, we thank you guys. This is where blockchain meets gaming and everything in the middle. That's a pretty good kind of quote for us, ain't it, Hugh?
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what happens here. We talk about everything gaming, blockchain, and in the middle.
And I would not be a good host if I wasn't your host, one of the Tap Bros, Hanif, and you are?
Hugh.
Hugh. We are the co-founders of the Tap Project, and we're here to talk about, as I said, gaming, blockchain, and everything in the middle. We're just giving it from a founder space, us leading the Tap Project over the last couple of years, and giving you a little bit of an insight into the space and into everything. So, what do we have lined up for today? As Hugh said, it's been a wild ride. We've had a lot of things that have happened in the world, in gaming and blockchain, but we're back. It's been several months, and we just want to hit it hard. So today,
Don't forget our usual disclaimer. Just two co-founders chatting about projects, chatting about what's going on. This is not advice. This is just us talking about what we see and our opinions.
yeah, so do your own research.
Yes.
Obviously, make sure that you guys are comfortable in whatever we say. Obviously, but as I said, this is not, as you said, good disclaimer. It's not financial advice or anything like that. We're just here chit chatting and having a good time because we do like to speak with the community. We are super open at the Tap Project, but we want to make sure that everyone does have a chance to talk to us as well, and we have a chance to talk to you guys because that is what is important. So today on the agenda, we are going to be discussing our what our project has been doing, the Tap project and the Tapcoin in the last little bit with an updated roadmap. I know you guys love to see those over the last few months in 2019, 2020, looking towards the end of 2020 and into 2021. We're going to be discussing our new TTT membership Uniswap liquidity rewards program. That is a mouthful,
Ooh.
but that is super exciting. We launched that in September 1st. And for those of you who did not get a chance to see our articles, be able to drop them in the link and descriptions down below. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. It's not a hit anymore, it's a smash.
Oh yeah.
For those of you who are watching on YouTube, and I don't even know where this podcast is going to end up. It could be end up on Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever it is. Hit that like, smash, subscribe, hit to turn the notifications on wherever you guys are. But if it's on YouTube, we'll link the articles that we're going to be talking about in the descriptions below. And last but not least, we did 2 AMAs over last week.
Oh man, yeah, that was pretty insane. I think we ended up doing them back to back, right?
We did them back to back, fired them right off. And so we will be going through some of the questions that we weren't able to cover during the 1 hour sessions because we got a lot of questions.
Oh
And
yeah.
I know for the viewers and people listening, you guys will love to hear some of these questions because some of them challenged us and some of them, reminded us because we are stepping back into the blockchain space, especially converting and bringing everything all together, this final piece. But yeah, let's get to it. How about we get to it?
Let's roll.
Let's roll. All right. So let's get down to the updated roadmap and kind of what we had over the last little bit. And I could kick that off here. So it's been crazy. It's been a wild 2020. I'm just going to...
Yeah.
Does it deserve a moment of silence?
Can we get rid
Like,
of it?
like, do you know what I
do,
mean?
do we
Like,
have to keep it?
it's been a wild
I
2020,
think
and
it does deserve a moment of silence.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, there it
There we
is,
go.
right? Like it's just been crazy. I don't need to talk about what's been going on because I if you don't know,
Uh,
like I can't help you, right?
there's just
So I
not
can't
much you
help you
can
if you
do.
don't know what has been going on in the last 9 months of 2020.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. If you don't know, I'm sorry.
Right? Excuse me? I'm just gonna pretend you didn't say that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But for us, since the beginning of 2020, the Tap platform has seen a huge 400% increase in platform user base.
Another round of applause for that. That's just been absolutely amazing. It was like one of those scenarios where, we're going through our numbers, we're looking, and all of a sudden you've seen this increase, and okay, all right, and then you look again the next day, and keeps going and keeps going, and then boom, here we go.
Right? It's been uh, it's been wild, and that's partly due to some success that when we launched our Tap and Go Rewards beta app in April, we launched that as beta. And for those of you who do not know, go ahead and download it on the Google Play Store. It allows you to earn rewards by playing games and cash those rewards for prizes, prizes, gift cards, and etc. We are going to be increasing our rewards package to that, but it's essentially a gamified, challenging system that allows daily rewards. You can watch videos and earn virtual Go tokens. Tokens called the Go tokens, and that kind of managed to build up our last piece that we say, the Tap platform, because that Tap and Go rewards app passed 100,000 downloads within the first 3 months.
Yeah, that was just 3 months of absolute insanity. What do you say? Like we're developing. I think I've never developed so fast, so hard in my life. It was just like almost every other day we were just doing releases and updates and patches and increase in features and just everything.
Right, but it was definitely worth it. We saw some great success. We took a lot of feedback. We took a lot of criticisms as well at some points in time, but we were able to maneuver, and we were able to, like we've always done from the beginning, take the feedback from the community, actually listen, and actually put it forward. Because one thing that's super important with us and for us is, although we started this thing, our intentions were always to make this as decentralized as we can, and as take the feedback from the community. And you guys are the ones driving it, really, to be honest. We are the ones that created the Tap project and the Tap coin and all this stuff, and essentially we're the ones that just really started it. But our true vision is to have the community and have this thing run as a self-running organisms, and you guys are the ones that really pull this together. You being the gamers, developers, publishers, fans, supporters, whoever you guys are the ones that really drive this. So we took a lot of feedback, and we try to shape this as best as we can or could. And I think right now we're at a very good point with it, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I think it was one of those scenarios that we made sure to connect the dots, like we had planned out. Make sure there was flow and integration with the platform, team Tap and Go, Tap Shop, and just kind of build that ecosystem. So then we've got that decentralized approach and that community feedback and that community input to drive, whatever changes, whatever improvements, whatever additions, whatever thoughts. And so we were living in the Telegram chat with the community and hearing out what they had to say, and we got influx of people from all over. It wasn't just the local thing. We were global. We are global, right?
Exactly. We got users from all over the world. We had a few different community channels pop up and have to start up, whether it was Philippines, Brazil, Spanish, Latin American. Um, we had a whole bunch of influx of users, and that was good for us to obviously have to. It taught us one thing. It taught me one thing as well, and it taught me look towards simplicity. And I think that's where we'll kind of push forward, is look towards simplicity as we bring on and onboard new users from all over the world, because crypto, especially gaming is not centered to one ethnic person or nationality or country. It's really a universal thing, and everyone you can put a game in front of anybody, and you guys don't have to speak the same language, but you guys will be able to play.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And the interesting thing was, most of the time that we spent, in Google Translate, was just listening to what the community had to say. It wasn't about showing them even how to use the application or how to integrate. So that says that we've designed something nice and simple that doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. You can easily jump in and kind of figure your way out and just play with the interface, and it's just pretty intuitive. So. I think we pulled that off quite nicely.
We did, and so that leads us into kind of, as we said, what began 2020 with the rewards app, the partnership with Pulse Esports Gaming Arena, which we've been secretly, quietly, and heavily involved in as well, and the reward shop integration, campaign integrations, and leading us into kind of where we are now, or previously now to Q3 and going further. And so that is the Tapcoin piece, and that's integrating the Tapcoin piece. And we'll get into the next portion as well, and talk about a little bit later in the show, which is the Uniswap listing that was done in Q3, and then getting into looking further into Q4 with the TTT membership staking on the platform, some economy distribution squeezes, farming advancements. There are some ones you'll notice I'm talking slower here because I don't want to slip up, and I don't want to say something that we have planned for the future, because we have some big things planned for Q4 and into 2021 that will change the current DeFi space, Uniswap
Yes,
space.
yes, yes.
It'll make some huge advancements. So going into 2021, we look for, what do we look for, Hugh, on the platform side, without giving too much information?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So I think on the platform side, what we're going to see is we're going to take the interface and we're going to slim it down. We're going to cut the fat, get rid of the stuff that we don't need, the stuff that's not useful, and we're going to make it more user friendly. I don't know if that's possible, but that's what we have in mind. So we're going to streamline the process. So before we had a couple steps, we had about 5, 6, 7 steps for onboarding, and we're going to cut that down to 2, 3 at the max, right? No, yes. We had the interface where you'd have to go through certain areas, you had to be logged in for certain things, and we're going to simplify that. We had wallets, and we had keys, and so that's going to be the big thing for us for the platform. Take what we have, take the success that we have, and just make it better, make it simpler, make it easy, truly simple.
Right, and we had some big fire, like huge hitters, and I will be confident. I will say up front, conversion piece, that's not going on anywhere. That's
No.
the BNB.
No.
Steam challenges, that's not going anywhere. That's the
Yeah.
BNB. But to be honest, and this is where I feel comfortable and confident that we aren't like some other developers or anything like that. We can say that we've taken kind of the feedback, the analytics from the last little bit of the platform. And yes, the showdown was a huge success for us to be able to integrate for esports and to host our own tournaments. But what we found is that's not where our area should be, in terms of hosting tournaments and making those tournaments live on the platform. So we will be taking that portion down, not destroying it, not deleting it, but just taking it down, until there's a more figurative
A
use
better
case,
use case, yeah.
for it, right?
Yeah. I think
Because
oh yeah, go ahead.
oh no, go on.
Oh, thank you, sir. I think our approach has always been like a science experiment when it comes to like the platform and so forth and features. We take a concept or idea that will help advance. We implement it. We monitor it. We watch it. We analyze it, and we see the results, and we talk to the community. Is this good? Is this helping? Does it make it change? And then we look at marketing. Does this bring more eyes to the project? Does this help us for our goal? And then we take all that in that jar, and we mix up and we look at it, and if it helps, then we keep it and we build on it. If we notice that it doesn't do so much, then we say, okay, let's park this and let's continue on with what we've got.
And I think that's a very good approach to take. As I said, I led this with, we are just kind of the drivers of this, but we want you guys to be right in the passenger seat. Don't grab the wheel or anything, because that's illegal. But no, but seriously, we want you guys to be in there. So we want to shape it based on what you guys are using. We don't want to give you stuff you aren't using. So that is a huge decision in terms of our direction or the vision for
Mhm.
where we are going with the platform. And that gives us into one of the biggest things that's going to change. And we have it on the roadmap. So please go read it. The roadmap's really detailed in terms of that. But the TTT Game Initiative Swap Protocol Review. It's that's it. That's all I'm saying about that. Because
I was waiting for you to say more. I was like, oh.
no, it's already written in stone in terms of with the article, so that's all I'm saying about that. But all I have to say is, this is huge. This is huge. Not only for it's just huge. I'm just gonna say it. Leave it at that.
Yeah, it's like one of the bigger final pieces for our long-term goal of connecting this environment and just building in the blockchain, the gaming, the application, like everything just kind of coming together nicely.
And it's going to be great. So again, if you guys haven't heard about us, go visit us on the tapproject.net, because the Tap Project, revolutionary blockchain gaming project that aims to decentralize the gaming industry by providing gamers and developers, publishers, and everyone alike options and opportunities when it comes to gaming and converting in-game coins from one game to the next. That's it.
That's it.
Simple as that. Our goal and our vision here at the Tap Project is to allow gamers to just have that ability. You've played hundreds, thousands, millions, if not billions of games and collected billions of score. Why not be able to use that? And as a developer, why not to be able to reap and get some monetization from that and increase revenue for yourself as well? So that, as I said, if you guys have not been able to check out our roadmap, please go do so on our Medium channel. Go follow us at tap_coin. But that'll lead us into one thing that I touched on for quarter 3, and that is the Uniswap liquidity rewards program. And Uniswap, it's made some great moves in the blockchain and Ethereum space. It's been clogging up the network for weeks. So at Uniswap Protocol on Twitter, what are you guys
Stop
going to
it.
do about that?
Stop it. Just stop it. We can't take it
Clogging
anymore.
up the blockchain for weeks.
Is it was it like $30 at one time?
It was like $45 for gas at one
Damn.
point.
Man.
That's more than like cars. And we're talking about gas, right?
Yeah, that's true.
No, but they've done some really good things. Although they've clogged up the blockchain,
That's fine.
they've done some great things in the space, and we got to appreciate that because they are advancing the space in terms of Ethereum. We've always heard about Ethereum Network 2.0 and whatnot, and how they're advancing with that. But right now, what we got is new changes with swap protocols, which has kind of been led by Uniswap. So that's definitely a good thing to see. So that's why we jumped on beginning September. We jumped on to the Uniswap platform, allowing our Tapcoin to be swapped from Ethereum. So that
Yeah.
is huge for our liquidity, because we know that liquidity is important for the platform. Uh, it's just like anything else. We need, if users are playing games and users are acquiring coins and tokens and all these values, they need to have something to exchange that as a medium to get into another game, right? So liquidity is important to us for the Tapcoin, and so jumping on with one of the largest and the hottest right now swap protocols, Uniswap, provides that ability.
Yeah, and it drives our whole approach towards this decentralized environment that we're trying to build on, right? They came in kind of like the hype man to Ethereum and kind of brought the spotlight back to development and decentralization and DeFi, or what's the acronym these days? Who knows, right?
It has been pretty good, and so that's why at the beginning of September we launched our rewards program. So starting from September 1st to October 1st, we're doing it as 30-day trials on each segment. We are going to be running another one, but we want to take them in segments and reassess and kind of look what we can do better. But we're providing liquidity rewards for those providers who believe in the ecosystem, want to contribute to the ecosystem or not, by providing additional TTT for those liquidity providers and along with ETH. So we are providing in total for the month 5 million TTT for those liquidity providers. You can check it out on the Medium article, and 10% of the project commissions in the form of ETH or wrapped ETH in Uniswap's case. So it's super simple. If you do want details, go head over to the article. The link will be down in the description. Go check it out, read upon it. It's not an ad for it. But what we do want you to know is that there are rewards if you do believe in the Tapcoin and the ecosystem, because this has nothing to do with us per se. It's really in the ecosystem and providing that liquidity for users transferring between tokens, which is super important. So we want to provide the rewards and what we can to those users that help out the ecosystem.
100%.
100%. So now that we get into before obviously we don't want to make this first show coming back too hot and heavy, but now we get into where we were in the last couple weeks in terms of our AMAs. We did 2 hot AMAs.
Oh man! Did you? I just remember was it the first one? Might have been the second one. Might have been the first one. I can't remember. But when they opened it up for questions, oh man! I don't even know where to start.
I think my Telegram froze or something. It just kind of blinked. At the blink of an eye, it was just kind of, they said, okay, we're going to open up for questions. And then it was just kind of quiet, actually. And then they're like, all right, if anybody has any questions. And then boom. And that pause was because the server was trying to catch up with all the questions that were coming in.
Just flowing. I had to close my eyes for a second.
But it was really awesome. We had one of our first AMAs of the last couple months with the Face Melter group. So thank you. Shout out to the Face Melters. That is not a sponsored ad, but that is a shout out to them. A huge shout out. Face Melters. And then we had another one with AMA Generals. Another shout out. So if you guys do want to go check out their channels, you can do so as well through Telegram. And I'm sure you can, if you follow us on Twitter, you'll see one of our tweets about them there as well. But we had a lot of questions. We had some great questions. We had some questions that we hadn't heard for quite a number of months, and then we had some new questions. Obviously, are centered around DeFi, staking, and all that. But we want to take the opportunity live to look unrehearsed. Look back at some of the questions. This can actually backfire on us.
I'm pretty sure it will.
But we want to take a look back at some of the questions that we missed, and actually just kind of go through them, read them aloud here. So maybe we'll select one or two, maybe 2 from each different AMA, and then just kind of answer them, and then go from there. So let's get to it. Let me go through here. Let me scroll. Okay, so let's get into let's get into a random question here. All right. Okay, let me see.
Is it bad that I'm nervous?
It might be.
Oh, maybe. Okay, let's go. All right, let's do it.
All right, so let's hit them. Let's hit them where it is here, and let's get into what are some. This is from Warrior Crypto Master Chef. What are some killer features of TTT and the Tapcoin in game-based blockchain projects, and do you have any rivals? Rivals, I guess, would be competitors.
Do you want to take this first one?
Sure. So what are some killer features of the TTT? So the TTT is a intermediate a medium that allows gamers to convert their currencies from one game to the next. So right now in that space, a lot of people are tackling assets, environments, development systems, platforms, but we are just straight going for virtual currencies. So we're taking that small score they see on the top of your box, and we are converting that into Tapcoins. And the goal and kind of the main and killer features of the TTT and Tapcoin is that our goal is to make this as universal, as multi-platform as possible. So right now we do have access on mobile and PC to create that streamline. Obviously, console is a little bit deeper to get into, but mobile PC right now, and the goal is to make that multi-platform functioning. So that is a huge killer feature for our project because not only does that allow us to not single-handedly focus on a game, but with our Tap SDK, we've essentially built in the ability with pretty much 90% of the market with Unity Engine and Unreal Engine to make that possible. So yes, we have competitors. Of course,
Yeah,
we have competitors.
there's some competitors, and the one cool thing. Hold on. The additional cool thing I should say is that before when you were playing, and it's always kind of been our thing since we've started the Tap project. Before when you're playing, now when those points are there, you know you can do something with them. They are no longer siloed inside the game, inside the Steam game, inside the Android game, whatever. It's the ability to take that out and do something with it. I think that's always been our kind of cool factor.
Right, and it leads into kind of the competitors and what are the competitors doing. Yes, we have competitors, and we wouldn't be transparent if we didn't say we had competitors. We do have competitors. There is whether you're
We do.
talking about Engine, Wax, whoever you want to do, name them. But what we are doing is obviously we're sticking to our lane, and we've done so from the beginning, and we've stayed true to kind of our commitments and what we want with the Tap project. And I don't think we should shy from them. I think we should actually embrace our competitors, especially in this space, being blockchain and gaming. We can learn from them as well. But one thing that we have on top of us is we are super innovative and creative. Um, we have determination, our grit. Our team is small, but we take the
We are
feedback.
grassroots.
We take huge feedback from the community and try and implement it as quickly as we can, especially if it makes sense. And I think that's a huge benefit for us. Some of the machines, in terms of competitors, are just too big, and so it does not allow them to do that. But I think this puts us at a good place.
Yeah, I think one of the many things, and that was probably another question that came up in the AMA too, was how what's our team like? What makes us interesting or different? And it's the ability to innovate at such a fast pace, and the ability to produce and the ability to execute. That's always one of our biggest strength as a team, as a project, is just like I said, taking that concept, adding it, innovating it, getting it out there, executing it, finding out if the community likes it, finding out if it matches to our core goal, and then just continuing.
Right. That is super important, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's something that we've always prided ourselves on doing. And as I said, we don't shy away from criticisms. We don't shy away from anybody coming into our Telegram channel immediately and talking because we know those people are coming hot. But we don't shy from any of that. So that leads me to the next question here, randomly by I'm gonna mess up this name, but Taken is the last name. I'm not even going to attempt the first part of the username. But what kind of bounties, rewards do you have for the developers and those who contribute to your systems? Are there any specific criteria for joining the contributor team? I think kind of what they're talking about here is um, what value do you provide developers who jump onto our platform and whether they sign up. And that's quite simple. Obviously, we want to make this very interesting for developers to jump into our platform on the onset. It's hard enough to already develop games and publish your games already. So we want to make that as easy as possible. So whether there's through tap and go rewards, discount programs for developers who create engagement campaigns, whether there's through legacy programs, through the Tapcoin for developers who jump into the platform and integrate their coins. We have increased TTT transactions, or revenue model set for the developers. We have things in place for the developers who want to take a chance. Because I'm not going to lie, it's not a chance, but what what we've learned over the last
Who
little
wants to
bit
take the
with
next
the
step?
gaming industry is that it's stagnant. People, developers, publishers, gamers, they like to play what they played last year, just with a new spin on it this year. Or developers like to develop what they developed last year with the new spin on it this year. So we understand that blockchain, crypto, they all sound crazy and it might be intimidating for some developers. So we do obviously want to incentivize these developers and reward them for taking the step, because it's not a scary step. And we try to make the platform as simple as possible, especially when it comes to onboarding developers, and make it as easy as possible. And that was huge. Very important when we created the SDK, the Unity and Unreal SDKs with Huego, because they are developers and we took it from a developer standpoint. So we made sure to make it as simple as possible for integration.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, it's a new step, right? That's what it is. It's a new step for some developers, indie developers, AAA developers, and so with us trying to make things easy for them and taking out all the major work that they'd have to do, and us taking that off the table, it makes it easier for them to get in. It makes it easier for them to connect with the community. It makes it easier for them to innovate as well. Very simple.
It is very, very simple, and we'll get into the third question. Those were the two questions were previously from the face melters. The second, third, and fourth will be from the AMA generals. So let's go into Co. Co asked the question, and he led it with DeFi on fire.
Ooh.
Can you share TTT's opinion on DeFi and what steps are being taken towards the future progress? That question is decentralized finance, or DeFi, as some would say, is a movement, so to speak, for decentralized finance when it comes to finance tokens and everything on the Ethereum network. The opinion on that is all these movements to make the middleman smaller, to shrink that gap, are all great in my opinion. And I'm going to speak for myself here, and then Hugh, you can speak for yourself if you like. But in my opinion, these are all great movements, especially for blockchain, especially for world, especially what's going on in the world right now, worldly events. So yes, I think these are great movements. Obviously, we do want to find the middle ground, and we do want to ensure that scams aren't coming out of them, because yes, there are scams in everything, good and bad. There are scams in everything that we do.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that this does not get clouded by scams. But the general aspect of this is a good movement where you're allowing kind of finances to be swapped immediately without the middleman, and that obviously that has some repercussions on banks. But at the end of the day, there are some things that banks can do better,
A little bit better.
a little bit,
A lot of
right?
bit better. But
A lot of bit better. And we want to remove that middleman, especially in blockchain. That's the purpose of blockchain, right? Is to move that middleman and bring it right down to technology and allow that creation. So the next question, though, I don't know if I can even answer that.
I
What
don't
are
know.
some steps that we're taking towards the future? We said it earlier. If you
Q4.
need if you need to rewind back into the beginning, we said it earlier. We have some great plans for this space. Do you have anything to say about that before I don't want to go too far?
You know what? I'm gonna walk the line a little and say, the connection, or the little pieces of our ecosystem. I'm not gonna say we saw it coming, because then that'd be like, that'd be like some magic David Blaine type of stuff. But we had an idea, and so this DeFi, decentralized finance piece, there's a piece, there's a movement, there's an understanding, there's a taking a bit of control, I think that's all I can say without completely just giving it away.
Yeah, and we do apologize for that. We will come back to that hopefully in the next couple months, and you guys will understand why we're being so secretive about it. But as I said, these plans are huge. We don't want to. It's not that we're hiding it from you guys. We want to ensure that we take the correct steps before release, because we know this is going to be hot and heavy, especially when it gets released, and it's going to change the industry. It's going to change gaming. Especially considered with blockchain, not gaming on traditional gaming levels, but considering with blockchain. So we want to take the steps necessary for that. I'll get into the last and final question from AMA Generals. What can we say? Is from David Prince. That's an easy username.
Yeah.
Due to the rise in Ethereum's transaction fees, has the team thought about switching to another blockchain? Which cross-chain solutions? Why did Tap choose Ethereum?
That's a good question. That's an excellent question. David Prince, is it?
David Prince.
Allow me. Let's have a chat here. In all honesty, one of the things that we saw when we were looking initially at different chains, because when we got in early, right? And there were some chains popping up and some different protocols and so forth. But one of the things we looked at and we saw in Ethereum is the longevity. It's going to be around for a long time. That's one, right? So we want to make sure to build. We want to make sure to build off something, and then the ability to develop in different ways, develop in innovative ways. And we've seen that with some of the new stuff with, decentralized exchanges and Defi and Uniswap and SushiSwap, and all these different pieces have been innovations and incremental innovations that are driving towards this decentralized approach. And so for us, it was, let's build on something that we can continue to build and innovate on. I'm not going to say that we haven't, peeked at other blockchains and see what's going on, but at the end of the day, this still fits our need. Wouldn't you say that?
I do think so, and I think it's kind of proven that it was a good choice. Obviously, coming in with Ethereum at the beginning is because we want to be in that place where there's continuous advancements, just like us. We want to be in that place where there's continuous creativity and there's ability for us to kind of see where things fit, continue to advance on our side, because obviously if we're using the blockchain networks, we want those to be advancing. And I think Ethereum is honestly a great place for that right now. Obviously, when we do see these crazy advancements like Uniswap, gas prices, just like the last time CryptoKitties, that was a year and a half ago. But at that time, when CryptoKitties actually was going crazy, I think gas only went up to like $5 or something, and everyone was like $5 for gas.
Yeah, I remember, sniping the gas price, trying to go the absolute lowest possible without getting your transaction bumped off.
But that was like $5, and so obviously there are some advancements that Ethereum can make to solve this gas issue. It came up once, it lasted for about a month, and then that was when the huge issue again, gas, and it kind of died down because transactions kind of immobilized and people kind of got used to it. But now it's come back again, and it went really high. It actually went a bit lower again over the last week, and actually went down to recognizable levels between $2 to $5 for gas, and that's fine. But obviously, I think now when we're going to be pushing out this recording, you guys will have known that Uniswap has launched their token, the Uni token, and that has just skyrocketed back in. So what we do know is when the Ethereum network sees advancements and changes, gas struggles. So yes, that is important for us. And why is that important? Because as we onboard new users, especially into Tapcoin, they're going to be using the transactions, the platform, and the platform is going to be using the Ethereum network, so they're going to be having to consider gas. So yes, it is important for us to continually think if Ethereum is best for us. But I think, as Hugh, you said, right now with the advancements, just based off the advancements alone and the developers in the system actually working towards making this thing cool and better, I think you got to stay.
Yeah, I agree, and it's one of those things that any project, like any co-founder, anybody that is managing a project or building something, building a project or building a business, they look at what do we absolutely need to do, and I think our approach has always been, if we don't need to write it on the blockchain, then let's save it until we do, and so that's helped us be able to do our. We've had, I don't know, numerous amount of conversions from game to platform to blockchain, and just kind of connecting our ecosystem and not be so we haven't had to take as big of a hit as some projects that every single move you do is on the blockchain and it costs, and you're up against these transactions and you're struggling. So that'll still be our approach. If we can save it, and then when we have to write it to blockchain, write it and do some offline pieces there, and then move it. That's sort of from a development. That's where we'll keep rolling.
And I think that is a good segment to wrap this this first podcast. Coming back up. Obviously, we don't want to keep you guys too hot and heavy, but we do want to remind you guys that this is a place to be. As I said, follow us on all our social media. And Hugh, do you have any last comments that before we close out the show?
I do. For the community, thank you. Keep pushing us out there. Keep pushing Tap. Keep telling everybody about Tap. Keep gaming. Keep using the Tap and Go. Keep using the Tap platform, converting Tap Shop. And as Hannah said, stay tuned. Like the next Q4, this Q4 that we're coming into is going to be a big one. We're going to do some bold stuff. We're going to do some bold moves.
That's a good word, bold.
Yeah, we're doing some bold stuff here because at the end of the day, we want to make a change. We want to disrupt, and we are going to disrupt, and we've started to disrupt. And so stick, add, tweet, up, thumbs up, smash, whatever you got to do to spread the Tap word and the Tap love, because we're going big and we're going bold.
We're going big and bold. That is a good way. We are doing some bold things, and we have that out, and we're starting it to just come back, hit it back with the community, with the podcast. Remind you guys where we are, what we sound like. So again, if you guys do not know, follow us on Twitter, tap_coin. Join our Telegram channels, Tapcoin. If you have Telegram, visit our website, tapproject.net, and the Tap platform, tapplatform.io, and the Tap and Go rewards app. If you do have Google Play and Android devices, Tap and Go rewards. Follow us for all our articles down at the bottom. Links in description on Medium, tap_coin. But it was a good show back, and I don't even know the schedule. Maybe I think this video, this podcast will be coming out on Tuesdays, and maybe we'll try and hit our Tuesday schedule and see how you guys like that. One every couple weeks or something like that. But we'll see how we go, depending on how things work, how life works. But we want to hit this back on a regular, and so catch us. We'll save for now. Catch us. These will be released on Tuesdays. But you never know how things go. But again, stay up to date in our Telegram channel for hot and heavy news reporting that will provide. And feel free to.
Do you remember? Tell me. Okay. Do you fueled by gamers, inspired by the community, disruptive to all?
Oh. Yes, that is it. That you just said that right in the middle. I was supposed to lead you with that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's just try that. So Hugh, just out of nowhere, it just comes at you. If you like it. All right, so Hugh.
All right, a little rusty. Okay, all right, go.
Hit us with the cue.
Fueled by gamers, inspired by the community, disruptive to all.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in, and hope you guys have a good one.